Are you ready, Bench? I'm not going to say anything silly this week.
Have you started?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay. Thank
I
God.
lied to you. Let's go.
It's the worst lie I ever heard in my entire life. Welcome back, everybody. I can't see anything.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one who didn't want it. You were like,
Yeah, okay. No,
team
okay. I don't
viewers
think
slowing down. I'm out of
it was.
sync. I'm
I
not
don't.
ready for
Okay.
that.
I thought maybe last episode. I don't know if any of our loyal audience noticed this. So I thought maybe my voice was a bit out of sync, and I thought maybe because we had the team viewer up, but that's okay.
Oh, just what you've done. You've given the people the power to tell us every single week when it's like a millisecond out of sync. Because you think that's not going to be brought up every single time now. Well played, Ben. Great start to the week. Let's
But we
go.
want to hear about it, Fintan. We want feedback. We want criticism. We want to be the best. So if there is a problem, we need to know about it. Anyway, let's go. What's the first topic? I don't know. I can't see shit. I don't know what it is.
All right,
Please
first
enlighten me.
topic. I've been getting asked about this a lot this week. And you have just completed a challenge that I don't think you really started with the intention of getting to $10,000, but you have recently gone from $100 to $10,000 and
Yep.
some change. A
Mhm.
lot of people have been asking me, how do you go about building a role? What are the steps you would take if you wanted to start poker today and become a professional? How would you go about doing it?
Well, this is a question we get asked a lot as streamers, right? Because there are a lot of people who are new to the game, and they're like, "How do you like? Where's my entry point? Where do I do this?" And another thing in relation to this is people always say, "Can I make money doing this? Can you like make money playing sit and goes? Can you make money playing hypers? Can you make money playing cash games, MTTs, whatever? Any form of poker?" People always say to me, "Oh, can you make money doing this?" And my answer is always the same: if you are better than your opponents, you will make money in the game that you play, right, Vincent?
How did you make money, Bench, then? Let's be honest here. Come
Well, obviously blind luck for me. Even a blind scorer finds a nut every once in a while. We know that, but
True story.
you have to have an edge in the game. So my first response is you can make money in poker doing everything, playing any type of game. If you want to play Badoogie and make money, sure, it'd be harder because no one plays Badoogie. But if you were better than other people at Badoogie, you'd make money playing it. It's the same as life, business, anything. If you're opening a cake shop, you want to be able to bake cakes better than your opponent because then people buy your cakes, you make more money, right? Poker's exactly the same. If you are better than your opponent, your competition, your rivals, if you're better than them at no limit hold'em, you'll make money. So first of all, you can make money doing anything. Secondly, I would specialize in one game. Don't be going playing no limit. Go playing PLO. Go playing Badoogie. Play tournaments and cash. This is like a cake shop owner opening up, and he also sells tents, and he sells. I'm looking around Lego, microphones, and plates. Okay, his plates aren't going to be. No one's going to go when they want to buy a plate. No one goes to that shop. They go to the plate shop. When they say, "Oh, I want a cake," oh, should we go to the cake Lego microphone shop? No, they go to a specialist. Specialist will make more money. I know someone's getting in the comments and go, "What about a pound shop? Then they sell everything." But the analogy works. Okay, so specialize.
You haven't really
That's
answered
about all I
though.
got, really. I've not answered the
what's the
question.
steps?
I'm
What's the
answering
steps?
how to make
I'm
money
gonna,
in
I'm gonna,
poker.
look, man. I'm holding back. I'm ready to go on a rant over here, and I'm letting you have your moment. What are
Okay,
your
so
steps?
that's how to make money in poker.
You've got $100.
I tell you the
Bench
most
has
important step.
$100. What did you do? How did you go
I
about it?
played cash games, but I think it was a mistake.
Okay.
I think there's much more value these days in tournaments. What I would say is there's a lot of talkers out there. There's a lot of people. How would I do it? How am I going to do it? Where can I study? Go and fucking play. All right. That's the main point. It's just so many people who've got their 100 and they don't know where to turn. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to study. Get out on the tables, play within your bankroll, and just give it a go.
I think if you start playing poker with the sole intention that you want to turn it into your profession, you're just destined for failure. I don't think that's how it's going to work. I genuinely, people see it as an easy out. They're like, look at this guy. He's making all this money. First of all, poker players don't make as much as you think for the first part, but apart from you, Bench, okay, okay. You're the exception to most of the rules. But if you're sitting there and you've got $100 and you've played 100 hours of poker in your life and you're like, I want to make this my profession, it's so unlikely to happen. I don't know about you, Bench, but everyone in my inner circle just became like completely obsessed with the game, fell in love with it, played it for 12 hours a day. All they did was talk about poker with people that wanted to listen to it, and if they didn't want to listen to it, I forced it down their throat. If I wasn't sleeping, I was basically playing poker for years and years, and at no point during that was I like, my end goal was never to be a poker player. Like, I never thought this is going to be my profession. The way I moved into it was I had a job and I started making more from the job, I started making more from poker, and I was like, this kind of makes sense to give it a go. But there is like exceptions. If someone extremely smart applies themselves and studies and is like, I'm going to turn this into a job, I'm 100% they can do it in today's climate if they put in the hours. But for the most part, you need to be passionate about it. You need to, I would say, what Benj touched on, finding the one game that you want to play, make sure it's something that you enjoy. Because if from the very beginning, when it's supposed to be the most fun, like building a bankroll is like fun, like watching the progress at the start, like that's, in my opinion, that was like super fun. But if you find it a slog from the start, I genuinely feel like you're destined for failure. I don't think it's going to work out very well.
I agree with everything you said, and building back on the same thing, exactly the same thing happened to me in that I just loved poker. I loved playing poker. I just wanted to. Here's a story. I was once, for some reason, we didn't have internet at my house where I lived.
Plebs.
No, we had internet, mate, but it was down, or there was something going on where I couldn't get online to play, right? And do you know what it was? I think I still no. Anyway, internet was down.
Cool story.
I got my mum to take me around my grandparents' house so that I could play on my grandparents' PC Pacific Poker, the play money on there. And I was like, I'm so clucking to play this game. And I went around my grandparents, stayed over there for like the Saturday night or whatever it was to play Pacific Poker, like play money games. I never thought I want to play poker. I just started playing it and playing it and playing it. And then I got out of uni, and that's the same thing like you said about you just start making more money than you would in a regular job. By the time I'd finish uni, I was like, okay, well, like I'm making more money doing this. Like, why don't I just keep doing it? You know,
you're going to start disappearing into the wall at a rapid rate really soon. We've done this too late. It's 6:30 in the morning. All right, that's it. Basically, if you want to build a role, find a game you enjoy. Hopefully, you're passionate about it, and stick to that one game. Become a specialist. Is that kind of what we're before we move on?
Poker is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to. That's what people see on Twitch. They see Fintan and I playing for disgustingly huge amounts of money. Sometimes I even enter like $7.50 tournaments. I know Fintan's sometimes a little higher. But they see that and they want a piece of the pie. The pie is not there to be eaten. The pie is there to be earned. And don't be opening anything. Bake nice cakes. Don't be opening one of these huge.
All right, we're moving on. You're
stores.
waffling. We're going back to the story. You're doing the thing I do. Anyway, we're moving on. Millionaires Road. Party Poker just absolutely going for it. In the comments this week, people were asking, where can we find Benj? Where can we find Fintan if we want to see you? What sort of live tournaments are you going to be playing? How often we said we're streaming 100, 200, 300, maybe 1,000 hours a month. I'm not sure, but we're streaming all the time. We're putting this podcast out, but you guys want more. Benj, where are you going to be?
Do I want to tell Twitch and YouTube where I'm going to physically be at any one time?
You're about to do it.
There's some scary people out there, Fintan.
And just so you know, Benj does like being approached from behind, hands on shoulders, a lot of contact, posing for photos.
No. I am going to be at the Dust Till Dawn card room in Nottingham next week. I think I'm going Tuesday. For the Party Poker Millions event. Now, this is a £1 million guaranteed for first place.
Do you know how it works?
Million.
I'm not going to lie. I'm very confused about how it all works. What day are you playing? Can you explain it a little bit?
Okay, I'm playing a day one on Tuesday. Now, there are multiple day ones, live and online.
Okay.
And at other live venues around Europe. So there's Dust Till Dawn day ones, online day ones, other day ones. So how it works is they've been running satellites. I've been giving away tickets on my stream. $22 tickets, 109s. Obviously, you can start from like way earlier.
This is starting to feel like a plug. We should say very much that we were.
Yeah, we're not. This is not plugged. I'm not paid to do this. I'm just explaining how the tourney works. So you can go from the satellites. The 109 satellite takes you into the 550, which is a phase one. If you then last 19 levels in a phase one, which you can play online. I think they've been doing some live ones as well. You then take through however many chips you finish with into a day one.
Okay. So how many? So that's a 5K, right?
The phase ones are £550. You can buy directly into day one for 5K, like 5,300, I think it is. And if you buy directly and you start with 1 million chips. So obviously there are people who are going to start day one with like 400K who came through the phase ones. But if you buy in directly to a day one, you get 1 million chips. That's where I'm coming in on Tuesday. Then the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think is like day 2, 3, 4 at Dust Till Dawn.
Nice.
First place guaranteed at £1 million. So, breaking news: if I win £1 million,
you're done with streaming. You're out of there. You're gonna.
See you motherfuckers later. You will never see this face again. I will not be on YouTube, Twitch, for about a week, and then I'll realize my life's still awful, and I'll probably come back. But I'm allowed a quick holiday, right? If I win a million.
I would say so. I'd be
Where's
fair.
like the threshold of we're definitely doing the podcast next week, like
Mate,
unless I win X amount.
no, you could think of the exposure, man. We are doing the podcast even if you win a million. You might be sitting on a beach in Bahamas, like burning to a fucking crisp. Like
I do very well in the sun.
No, you do not. I am absolutely not having that. Like, there's fucking no way Kevin De Bruyne's long lost cousin does well in the sun. There's absolutely no way.
No, the sun and I are mortal enemies. Yeah, and we don't get on well. I have to take anything over 20 degrees Celsius. Like if I hear the ice cream van coming around the block, I put sun cream lotion on.
Yeah, but basically, this section wasn't just to talk about that. I was on the table. I can't think of his name. One of the guys that works in the is Dustin Donna's name in the room?
Yeah.
And he was saying that their end goal is to have. I'm not like, don't quote me on it because it was table talk and I can't remember. But I feel like he said he wants to have 100 million guaranteed tournament in either 2018 in Vegas, run by Party Poker. I'm not like 100% sure.
They are doing it, mate.
They like, just see an opportunity in the market that they could be like. 10 years ago, Party was the biggest name, and maybe this is their opportunity to get back in there.
Well, who knows? They brought what's his John Duthie? Is it John Duthie who used to do the UK IPTs? He's working with Party Poker now because UK IPT changed to the PokerStars Tour or whatever, didn't it?
Poker Stars. I don't play the live tournament, so I'm not sure.
No, we both played UK IPT, so haven't we?
Yeah, back in the day.
And then they changed it to like the PokerStars. I'm sure it's like the PokerStars Tour now or something. And then John Duthie's coming in, who like UK IPT was his thing. I think now he's working with Party Poker.
I wonder if Nick's involved with it then.
Nick
O'Hara, the TD, he would have been at the Irish Open, and he was part of the EPT crew and stuff. I've no idea. I'm just thinking out loud. But
we're very both very out of touch with the live scene.
Are you looking forward to playing it?
Well, yeah. I mean, first place is £1 million. So like, it's the first time I've played live properly in years, really.
When was the last time you played? Was it in Galway the last time you played by any chance?
No, I played some UK IPTs after that, because you don't act like I'm going to bring up Galway again, where I won $40,000 on the final table and rubbed shoulders with the best of them, mate. I wasn't even going to mention it. But I played last time I played live in the last 2 years, maybe like my local casino a few times for like a 30 quid freeze out. So yeah, I'm kind of excited. Yeah,
that should be good. It should be good. All right, let's move on. Topic 3, Sports Center. I'm gonna start off. Drama in Dortmund. Do you know what happened?
Yeah,
you have an
someone
idea?
tried to do one over on the team coach.
I heard that it was flares. Then I heard that it wasn't
Really?
flares. Then I heard that it was a terror attack, and I heard
That's
that
it.
there was
I heard it was Islamists, proper like terrorist job. But luckily, complete failure, more or less.
Barta did. I think he's a centre back. He broke his wrist or something.
Broke his wrist. That's bad. The whole thing is awful.
I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
But
obviously,
it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, that's relatively.
The coach said that they weren't. I forgot to get the Champions League scores up. The coach said that they weren't asked at all if the game should go ahead. They were just got a text off UEFA and were told that they would be playing the next night. Do you think? I know the schedule is super tight, but do you think the game should have went ahead the next night, or is that playing on players' heads a little bit too much and it's a bit unfair?
I mean, they ended up losing the game 3-1, right? At home.
3-2.
Oh, 3-2. They came. Yeah, that's right. Someone in my chat actually had a huge bet on Monaco to win, like a partner double or a treble.
I didn't have a bet, but I believe I did call Monaco.
The annoying thing about that is that's recorded. That was on episode 1, wasn't it, or 2? You called it correctly. You called a Juventus win. I called Barca. Juventus won.
GG Buffon's going to lift that Champions League trophy.
Then you called the Monaco win, and I called Dortmund. In my defense, we will never know what the true outcome of that game, Son's terrorist attack would have been.
Yeah,
that wasn't involved in my calculations.
You said it was all over for Atletico Madrid. It was all over for Leicester. They got screwed over with that decision, for what it's worth. That was not a penalty. I don't know if you've seen it. It was outside the box. It was a disgraceful decision. 1-0. I mean, it's not all over. Jamie Vardy's having a party. He's going 2-0 to King's Power Stadium.
The party is very much over for Jamie Vardy, mate. Let me tell you that. No away goal. They're done. Because Madrid will score, Atletico Madrid will score at the Walker Stadium, King Power, whatever they call it now.
Yeah. What else we want to touch on? Ronaldo got his 100th goal in the Champions League. That's a pretty sick achievement. First player ever to do so.
Yeah, I mean, Ronaldo, for my money, best player of his generation. I think better than Messi. I've always said better than Messi.
Oh, I've never talked about this with you. Oh,
Well, but
oh,
you have to.
let me sit up in my chair, young Benjamin. I'm not sure if we can be friends anymore if you genuinely believe that.
You have to preface this with the fact that I'm a Manchester United fan, and like having watched Ronaldo play, like he'll always have a place in my heart. It's probably the best player I've seen
him play live, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I saw him play lots of games. So do you know my first ever visit to Old Trafford? You want to know what it was?
Go on.
Very, very late in my Manchester United life, if you will, career, if you will.
Okay.
Manchester United 7, Roma 1.
No way! I actually only watched the highlights of that yesterday.
First trip to Old Trafford. And I think actually yesterday it was like the 10-year anniversary of that game or something. Because I didn't go to Old Trafford until I was like 16. I would have been at the time.
There was a few shots fired in the comments on YouTube. Do you want to explain why you're a Manchester United fan when you're from fucking London?
First of all, I can never be accused of being a Glory fan because I'm actually a Gloucester City fan who are in the National League North, which is 4 levels below the Premier League. It's Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League, North and South. And that's the highest we've ever been. So I used to go week in, week out with that to my dad. My dad took me when I was like 2 years old. His dad took him. And, you know, that's like the family dynasty of supporting Gloucester City, who are the shittest team like in the world. So I support them primarily, but I've always been a really, really big Man United fan as well. And that's just because my dad.
This is the first time you've mentioned that to me, so you can't be that big of a fan, to be perfectly honest. You're full of shit. You're a Manchester United fan.
Ask anybody on my stream. I always talk about Gloucester City. People in the comments. Everyone in the comments is from my stream anyway. It's the only way we get views because you can't pull your weight.
I would like to give an honourable mention to Mbappe, who plays up front for Monaco. Looks like he's going to be.
Stop you quickly? Sorry. Why are you an Aston Villa fan? You're from Ireland.
All my family's from Birmingham.
Oh, you've absolutely done me there. Carry on.
My dad's from Birmingham.
Carry on.
His dad was from Birmingham, or lived in Birmingham from the age of 16. Mbappe, who plays for Monaco, looks like he could be the real deal. Looks like next Thierry Henry possibly scored 2 goals against Dortmund, scored I think 3 goals against City. He has like 20-something goals this season. He's 18. Like, what the fuck were you doing when you were 18?
Well,
this lad's playing in the Champions
League. I've been
League.
to Old Trafford to watch a game. Well, mate, I'm 26. I've not done anything. That's what depresses me about watching football now, which is why I don't watch so much of it. Is because these guys are 18, and you know that's 8 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel awful because I've done nothing.
The other player I'd like to shout out. Do you know much about Dybala that plays for Juventus?
No, I don't watch. Mate, I really don't watch hardly any football anymore at that level. I watch Gloucester City. I watch United.
Do you go to Gloucester City games?
Yeah. If I play
if
on
I come
Saturday
over,
nights,
if I come over to watch young Benj play a football game at some point in the near future, can we go to Gloucester City game as well?
Well, no, because I play on the Saturday. They play on a Saturday. You see, I only get a chance now to go to like Tuesday games, or you know, if we're not playing or whatever.
Okay, fair enough.
But you'd have to make a choice: either go watch Gloucester City or go watch me, and I'm probably a higher standard than you've ever seen in your life. So.
Man, there's no way your 6'4" gangly frame can play football. Like, I'm just not having it.
Come and watch, you'll see.
Swansea's next 2 games, Watford away, Stoke at home. Hull's next 2 games, Stoke away, Watford at home. This is going to decide. The bottom 2 are done. Alright, I'm gonna have to take whoever you don't take. So
we've done this, haven't we?
Yeah, I know, but I got asked to touch on it one more time because these next 2 games are so big. Like, we don't have to touch on this every week because once these 2 games are over, it's done. One of them's gone.
Finished. I'll take Hull to stay up. I think the manager's got a bit about him.
They have Watford at home, and I feel like they're going to win. I have a huge Swansea. Jacob in my chat loves Swansea, and he's going to hate me, but I'm going to have to go with Hull as well. Who knows though? Not me. That's for sure. All right, let's move on. We're done with.
Sorry to keep interrupting you, mate.
It's all right. It's not. It's
but
fine.
I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not that sorry. But just a quick shout out to our American.
We are going to get around to doing American
sport.
We are
doing other
We're waiting
sports.
for a bigger sporting weekend.
Nothing your stuff isn't going on right now.
We're waiting for the playoff final, and we're gonna analyze a game from the NHL.
And that's the hockey one, right?
Yeah, the H is for hockey, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
We can talk about the football in the hockey. You know, the ball. We can talk about the different halves because people, you know, it's in quarters or whatever the fuck it is. It'll be fantastic. We're not going to embarrass ourselves at all. All right. This might feel like a bit of desperation on me and Ben. Me and Ben
Some
just
people said we might be struggling for topics.
we're on episode 3 of Off the Rails, and we are going to talk about avocados. It's not so much just about avocados, but I read an article today that avocados, the supposed superfood to end all superfoods, was actually not necessarily all that good for you if you ate too much. Apparently it's full of fat, but if you eat too much of it, like more than half an avocado a day, your lighting is changing too much that I can't handle. But you're in trouble of putting on a bunch of weight. And then me and Ben, I just seen it when we were researching topics that we could potentially talk about. And then it reminded me, earlier on, I was on the stream, I was having a little cup of coffee. I'm only a recent player in the coffee game. Only about 3 or 4 weeks ago I started drinking coffee. And someone in the chat was like, coffee's not good for you, man. You need to be careful on your coffee. And another person in the chat was like, coffee's great for you. How many of these things? What else have you got, Benj? Any more of these?
Well, I'll preface this by saying that...
Man, everyone's just tuned out. We've ruined it. We've ruined the fucking
this
podcast.
was not my idea. America today dropped the third... Sorry, it's the biggest bomb being dropped.
How is this where we've gone from the avocados to the fucking bombs?
Listen to what I'm saying here, Fintan. It's the biggest bomb dropped.
Oh, the comments are
biggest
ruined.
Non-nuclear
I'm going to the
bomb
bathroom. You
dropped.
can take this. I'm not listening to this. I'll be back.
I'll take it. It's the biggest non-nuclear bomb dropped ever. And Fintan doesn't want to talk about it because he's scared of getting political. But so this is the reason where it's like, we'll come up with some other news then, and this is what he's provided for you guys: is avocados are bad for you. But it's worth talking about because again, I have numerous thoughts on the matter. First being, what a load of shite.
Yeah.
Because I'm always reading this. This is bad for you. Butter's bad for you. You got to eat butter. Like coffee's bad for you. Got to drink coffee. Wine. They say obviously alcohol. Don't be doing that. But then they're saying glass or two of wine. You know.
Just
a glass of wine a night
very,
or whatever.
Very quickly on the
Good
subject.
For you.
I'm getting a lot of questions in my chat. Are you going to show up for Red Wine Friday tomorrow, or are you actually tired? You are?
Yes. I've took one day off again. It's not this Spraggy's retirement. But they always say in this, Fintan, and I think I've said this to you before, how I feel about like health, stuff like that, is there's so much variance in life, right?
We're delicate little beings, humans.
We're very delicate.
We can be wiped out in seconds.
Exactly. And I just think that doing all of these things, avoiding all this nice stuff, as long as you're not going crazy, you know what I mean?
Moderation.
I'm not saying like go out there and like get a meth habit, but
but try it on a Saturday.
Day. If you enjoy avocados, eat as many as you like, because like I don't feel like that is enough to make me change something I enjoy, because it increases, like it might increase your percentage of living longer, like your chances by like 0.00001%.
You're going to live 10 minutes longer if you don't eat avocados for next year.
Do you know what I mean? And like you could just go out and I watched a video the other day, or like a clip with some guy gets hit on the back of the head with a tire wheel walking along the road, and he's gone.
Oh, that was brutal. Was that?
Do you know what I mean?
Was that, and then did he go flying off the bridge or something? Was that clip?
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay.
But anyway, do you know, like these things happen every day. So I just feel like we shouldn't be curtailing our enjoyment to try and eke that little bit of life-y.
At the same time, Ben.
If you like avocados, crack on. Again, as long as you're not going crazy.
At
don't
the same
become
time,
like a £600 stuck to your mattress. They're knocking walls out to get you out. Don't do that. Don't go that far. I'm not saying that. But enjoy yourselves within reason. Eat avocados. You're fine. You're all right.
All right. I was going to have a little go at your McDonald's habit. There's been many trips to McDonald's at 4 o'clock in the morning for you in the last week. What?
I've been to McDonald's. I've had McDonald's twice this week.
How far do you have to drive, and how long does
10 minutes.
No,
I had.
Is it 10 minutes, genuinely? That doesn't make... I thought it was... I genuinely got told... When you hosted me the other night and I disappeared, I got told that it was 45 minutes there and 45 minutes back, and I believed them. I believe Twitch chat.
Do you honestly think that I'm going to make what is effectively a 2-hour round trip at 4 a.m. for McDonald's?
Yes,
it's
Benj,
like
that's what I...
It's not even 10 minutes. It's like 6 or 7 minutes.
All right,
I'm banging out there.
We're gonna have to skip because you are slowly disappearing. We are really struggling here.
I'm not going to disappear. The light's just going to be. They can live with it. It's okay.
Okay. Poker roundup. Do you want to take this one?
Poker news for the week. Black Friday. For those of you who are not you're new to poker, you young poker guns out there. Yeah. Black Friday was a day in poker history, a very dark day in poker history, where PokerStars, Full Tilt, Ultimate Bet Absolute Poker got seized. The domains were seized by the Department of Justice. They were shut down. Basically, they used to operate in the United States overnight. Shut down.
Gone.
We've discussed this a little bit before. PokerStars paid out. Well done. Full Tilt couldn't pay out because they had the player funds and the operating funds mixed up. Didn't have enough to pay out when there was that rush to cash out. But eventually people started, there was a process where you could apply to get your Full Tilt money back. Until now, no such thing in place for Absolute Poker Ultimate Bet. This week, you can do it. You can start filling in forms to get money back out of those accounts.
Were you playing poker for a living when Black Friday happened?
I was still in uni at the time. I was playing at like a somewhat serious level, but not like...
Yeah, I wasn't. I was working as a poker dealer at the time, but I remember some people got massive amounts of money tied up, and like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, can you imagine if that happened now? If all your, well, I guess maybe it wouldn't matter that much.
It's not so bad for me now, but if it had happened when I was a full-time pro, I think you'll be surprised how many poker players keep the vast majority of their net worth online. Yeah. Because
it can't happen now though. Stars. The reason that they're able to operate, they need to have, for every dollar that a player has online, it needs to be somewhere in a bank account.
Yeah.
As far as I know. That's the law, right?
But you have to, the UK license, they have to have segregated player and operating funds. But Stars had that anyway, but that's just good business practice, right?
You're not using that money to invest and whatnot and getting caught.
Exactly.
Getting a bit nostalgic.
Had a lot of money in Ultimate Bet, mate.
Did you see?
A lot of people had a lot of money in there.
Yeah, they had a pretty bad history as far as I remember. Ultimate Bet had a lot of scandals. It was them that had the cheating scandal.
The super user Ross Hamilton was the old super user on there, wasn't he? Could see everybody's cards. That was the dumbest shit they ever did.
Yeah, Colin Rivers with Jack Eye and shit is, I think, how he ended up getting found out. I mean,
you can find videos. The guy was called Pot Ripper.
Who was the guy that he fucked over? You know that guy that used to say poker's fun for everyone except my opponent?
Prahlad Friedman.
It was him that got fucked the hardest, wasn't he? He got
fucked. A lot of people got fucked. Brad Booth got fucked. Mike Mattisau, I believe, got fucked. But what they could see everyone's whole cards, mate. And like I said, they could have just, if they were sensible with it, there's a good chance they would never find out.
Yeah.
But they started calling Rivers with 9 high, and it's like, whoa. So then they did I've seen a graph where it's like they tracked everybody's win rate on Ultimate Bet.
Yeah.
And okay, you have like the middle here, and loads of players like losing here.
Yeah.
Then like a load of people, big clusters in the middle, and then you had a few winners here, a few like really strong winners here, and then like the guy who's cheating is like somewhere on Mars. You know, he's like never lost a hand in his entire life. So people were obviously like, okay, then they got the hand histories, and he just played perfectly every pot, and then eventually it came out that they could see whole cards.
So silly, but anyway, enough of that. Kind of on the same, not the exact same, but I seen a tweet by Mr. Victor Blom that he might be coming to the Twitch game. I would welcome with open arms. I think it'd be fucking great to see like one of the, I'm not sure if he's one of the biggest names in poker right now, but when I first like really got into poker, like would rail it all the time, was them Rail Heaven tables, the 500 1k table, or not, excuse me, the 500 and 1k, yeah, that's what I said, 1k tables on Full Tilt, where they had antes, they're all playing like 200k deep, and then it was the PLO sessions that he was like renowned for against Brian Townsend and
Cole South, Brian Hastings.
Yeah, exactly, them two. Can you imagine, obviously it never would have happened when he was playing for that much money, but how many viewers, if after all that shitstorm and he lost all the money, if Victor Blom had popped onto Twitch in the heat of all that, how many viewers would he have?
It would have been the biggest numbers they've ever seen. That was when I was at uni, the first games that I was railing really like hard. Like I would race home, like finish my lectures. Well, like I didn't go to lectures, but the ones you had to attend, like the seminars or whatever, where they take you in. And he would be playing Dwan. I remember those few days where he just destroyed Tom Dwan online at like 501k for like 4-something million. And I would get home, sit on my laptop, 4 tables, and just watch.
Yeah, it was craziness. Like,
it was like he was before Twitch, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No
it was the closest thing to Twitch.
Everybody was watching those games.
Yeah. He at one point I remember he was 8-tabling. He had like 4 tables against Dwan, 2 against Ivy, and 2 against Antonius. Like when they were like the biggest names, and it was just crazy. I for one hope that he pops up. Who knows if he will. Anyway,
not worried in terms of audience, by the way. Like now.
Oh yeah, you...
Like he won't touch my numbers. But it'd be good to see him.
Oh, okay. Moving on. Last section of the week. We had Mr. Ryan Risk lined up to be a guest this week, but then the motherfucker big time list, he was like, come back to me when your numbers are bigger. You guys, you didn't even get 1,000 views when you moved it over to the new YouTube channel. I'm not giving you the exposure. I'm not making your channel. So you know what we say, Ryan? Let's do it next week when you're free.
Yeah, if you could, that would be great. We need all the help we can get.
So we decided to keep in the If You Need a Hero section, kind of to round off last week from what we missed. I'm going to say Mr. Sergio Garcia, we are sorry that we didn't mention you. He won his first Masters after...
He did.
I don't actually know how many attempts. I'm going to say 48. I'm just pulling it out my arse.
No,
I think
it's like 80-something, mate.
Was it?
Like 80-something,
I think, you're well closer. 48 wasn't a good guess at all. But I actually read Podrick Harrington saying that he was like the worst loser on the PGA Tour. Like if he lost holes, he would spit in the hole, and like he would be in the locker rooms and just smashing clubs and stuff.
That sounds like me if I played golf, mate. Honestly.
Oh, I don't have the patience for golf.
No.
But in saying that, my good friend Kev is saying we're gonna have to learn how to play golf, because if you end up married and you need to get a week away, what better excuse than a golfing holiday? It's got to be. Anyway. That's all. I don't have much to say other than we're sorry for forgetting you, Sergio. I don't know a shitload about golf. I usually watch day 4 of the Masters, but last Sunday I was out drinking, so I missed it. Sergio, you're one of our hero of the week. I hope you forgive us. Now, Benj has been itching to come back to one topic that really touched him. He's been raging all week, and this is his moment to let it all out. Let's hear it, Benj.
Quite bright in there now, isn't it?
Mate, I wasn't going to say it, but...
My hero of the week... is David Dow.
You shouldn't have moved. You shouldn't have moved. You've made it so much worse.
Am I in the right place? Am I framed well? My hero of the week is David Dow. This is the name of the guy who got whammied out of the United Airlines flight last week. And I have a direct interviewed quote from this man, which has disappeared. But I can tell you that he said
he got asked
everything is injured. Everything is injured. Now there is a man who is playing his. You talk about playing the cards right, Fintan. Okay, we do it every day. About how you play a hand. This man's been dealt a hand. He got hauled out of that United Airlines flight, got beaten up. Video went viral as it would in this day and age. He is playing his hand to perfection. He's saying everything is injured. I want this guy turning up in court. You know, those full body,
that you see
like mummification.
You know,
I want him coming up like Imhotep out of the fucking Mummy Returns. Bandages everywhere. I want him in a wheelchair. His like legs are up in the thing there. He is getting. This is we spoke about that. This is like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
Multi-million.
Open and shut case. This is a lock, and he's playing perfectly. It reminds me of The Simpsons, where Homer sues the all-you-can-eat restaurant. Does this look like a man who's had all he can eat? Like, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if David Dow like knew what was happening at the time. But just to follow up on that one, the reason we're coming back to it is because it turns out he's also a poker player.
Yeah,
he cashed the main event. He won like a 5K somewhere. Yeah, the guy's a poker player. There was actually a thread on Reddit Poker where the guy said that he was a regular in his local game or something, and the David was like very soft-spoken, doesn't really like, keeps himself to himself pretty much. But we wish him all the best in his recovery from everything being injured.
All the regs in Vegas are probably, I mean, who knows how good he is at the game, but they're like, please, David, please get 100 million. That's
probably the biggest sweat of a lot of those regulars' life, isn't it? Like, how much is David going to get paid out here? Because doctors with a lot of money and poker, hi mate. I don't know, he could be a crusher. He could be, you know, like out in the lab every day and putting in the work. But to me, like I say, I think people want this guy to win money, and he is going to win big time. He's already got himself a lawyer. I watched an interview with his lawyer the other day, talking about United Airlines and saying that it's time we all came together and fought back against being treated like cattle.
Some people were saying they were within their rights to take him off, and by law they could take him off. But I just don't. When I see the video, I'm like, I don't care what you say. There's no way that this man is not getting a lot of money.
Yeah, his lawyer was saying like they're not allowed to use unreasonable force. They're not allowed. Do you know what I mean? And like once you smash a bloke's head open, you're done for, I think. But good job for David Dow. Everything is injured. Quote of the week. Where does it hurt, mate? Everywhere.
All right.
Give me the money.
We need to get out of here before you absolutely disappear. This is we're gonna have to start doing it a little bit earlier because this is quite embarrassing. We're supposed to. You want to aim for the stars.
Supposed to be a professional.
Did you even say the moon? I'm not too sure which one, but you want to be the best stream possible, and this is what we're working with.
And it's not good, is it? It's the content that matters. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that.
Next week, expect more talk of superfoods and.
Only because you're scared.
Only because I'm scared. All right, go on. How's an outro? Go on. Drop them with a bomb. Excuse the pun. What do you want to say, Benj?
I have nothing to say on it. I was just saying that you were asking about news. I mentioned that they dropped the biggest bomb, the biggest non-nuclear weapon in their arsenal in Afghanistan. Maybe we should mention it. And you're like, don't want to get too involved. But there you go. They've used that. That's news this week, as well as maybe don't eat so many avocados. Really tough hitting, cutting edge, like fierce journalism. And you can call yourself.
We're taking big risks.
We are really.
Well, I definitely am. Anyway. We're going to attempt to get this on SoundCloud and iTunes. Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's a process to get on iTunes. I don't know how long that process takes. You have to submit it, and they have to make sure that it's okay. So I don't know, if that's it. This podcast should be fine, shouldn't it? I mean, it's not going to get pulled for controversial fucking subject matter, is it? You've just avocadoed us into a safe space on that. But yeah, we're going to look into Stitcher, iTunes. A couple of people have asked. So we're definitely going to try and go audio only so that people can listen on the go, at work, whatever, without having to do the whole YouTube thing. If you are watching this video, you made it to the end, thank you. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel because that's the best way to support the podcast at the moment. We need to hit a number of subs before we can be doing it
basically
other things.
Anything.
Yeah. So thank you very much for that if you choose to do so. But we'll leave you for now. We'll be back. When are we doing? Tuesdays, Fintan?
We'll be back on Tuesday. Hopefully with some fresh topics as exhilarating, as exciting as the avocados, like we mentioned. Thank you very much for watching episode 3. Do you want to say goodbye, Benj?
I've been Spraggy. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.